Hello, I'm Svitek, 360 Creative Coach. And a while ago, I had made a proof of concept short film called Playtest. And when we premiered it, we did a Q&A hosted by Alina Vision. And she asked so many wonderful questions, and one of them pertained to the animation process that we had used in the creation of this film. And so I wanted to share that section with you. Now, of course, I recommend to you watching the film beforehand. And so for that reason, I've linked to the short film. It's only 4 minutes in the description, so that way you can watch it and then return to this. But please enjoy our conversation about the animation process for Playtest.
Tell us why you chose to go with kind of filming it like Sin City, It's very there's some animation, and walk us through that process.
Well, I would say the process is more like Sin City in that, like Robert Rodriguez with Sin City, he filmed everything. He would film let's say Mickey Rourke, and even though he'd be in a scene with multiple people, he filmed everyone individually. So it was more about the process. Now, as far as if the animation style, I love movies like Scanner Darkly or Amazon's Undone TV series. And, ultimately this is a question of your reality and kind of what's real and, what has meaning. So it gave it this artifice, having it just be animated. Now, I can't say it's straight animation because obviously it's live action with then an application over it. But it just felt like this added this layer, and I didn't do it as a gimmick. I really love this artistic style, and I've always wanted to make a movie like this, and this felt crazy enough to use it on.
So, deciding to make it Rotoscope, talk about that, and how did the Rotoscope work?
So, like I said, it's a style that I really love, and this felt right for it. And sure, some people can say well, you don't need it. It could work just as well with live action. And sure, but I just, if I was ever going to go for it, I felt like now was the time. And, but the thing is, it's an intensive process, right? Normally people have to hand paint frame by frame. And so for me, it was okay, well, if they're painting frame by frame, why don't, a film at the end of the day is a series of images. So is there essentially a Photoshop version of what I'm trying to create? And if so, if I can do that and script it, then why can't I just, essentially do it frame by frame, but just through a computer? So it's not true rotoscope animation in that sense, but I found a lot of Photoshop tutorials and so forth. And Jonathan Moulton and I went back and forth, and he found one that he liked. I found one that I liked, and we both liked parts of the other one. And then he was like, well, why don't we just combine them? And I was like, how the hell do you do that?
Show me that. Yeah.
So, yeah. And then he was like, then he showed me, he's like, just throw it into After Effects, and, you can blend the layers through, we did a multiplied blending. And yeah, in the end, it worked, and it didn't tax the computer as much as you would think. I think ultimately for a 4-minute piece like this, it took 7 hours of render time, which is
that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I would have thought that it would take a much longer time than that.
Yeah, so. I thought I would have to tie up one of my computers for 2 weeks or something.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, because it's a lot of information that the computer is going through, but it looks great.